Welcome everyone to the Seniors Flourish podcast. This is a bonus episode for the month of May 2018 because I am excited to announce that I'm going to be shaking the Seniors Flourish podcast up a bit. What I'm going to be starting here in June is I'm going to be expanding and increasing the number of episodes because I've had so many people reach out and talk about how they love the conversations and they love the topics and you're asking for more. So I'm going to give you more. And I was trying to think of like a creative way and like, how can I, add more value to the podcast and like, how can I increase the topics and like, what is it that people want to hear? And that's what's most important. So I did some little research, asked some people in some of the, groups and on Instagram and all sorts of things. And I got all sorts of suggestions. And what I kind of came up with is to introduce you and welcome a co-host. I guess, Sarah, are you a co-host?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a co-host for some of these monthly episodes. I'm so excited.
So this little episode is just kind of introducing you to Sarah Stromsdorfer. She is an occupational therapist and she's been on a couple of the episodes. And so I actually feel like she would be a perfect fit for this because she was on the episode about putting more occupation in occupational therapy, and then one on acute care. And she also blogs over at myotspot.com. And so we've connected, and I just wanted to welcome Sarah and introduce you to the listeners of the Seniors Flourish podcast. So, hey, Sarah, how are you doing today?
Great. And thank you again so much for this opportunity. I'm really excited to do the whole podcasting thing. Excuse me. You can tell I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited you're here. So I think what we are going to be doing is, so I'm going to be still doing the regular interviews 2 times a month because they're just meaty. They have such good info. They're very actionable. I feel like I can grow as a professional, like learning about some of these topics that people are passionate about and have such experience in. And so our episodes are going to be, we're going to be on alternate weeks. We're going to call it Speaking of OT with Mandy and Sarah. And it's going to be, I don't know, Sarah, maybe you want to describe what is our plan of action?
Yeah, so I think our plan is to, in between the meaty episodes with the interviews, which are wonderful and so educational and so helpful, and I love listening to them, kind of in between, we're going to have some shorter conversational episodes just about relevant topics in the OT world that I'm sure you all definitely talk about with your coworkers as well. And it might be good topics for you guys to talk to at work too, or at happy hour if you don't have time at work, but just kind of fun conversational pieces, almost easy to digest, kind of shorter.
Yeah.
Really good OT.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good because it's going to be not an interview style where, but it's more like conversations. Let's hang out. Let's have a talk. And I think the other thing that's going to be fun is we're going to try to make it fun because OT is fun. And obviously when I do the interviews, I try to make them as fun as, and conversational as you can because I don't know, that's what we do. But I think these will be kind of fun because like you said, it'd be like hanging out with your friend. And like Sarah and I are friends now. Sarah, talk about how we're friends.
So now we're best friends. We met at AOTA this year, and we had been talking for probably a year and a half or 2 years with
a couple
phone
years.
calls and everything. But just meeting in person, it really was like, oh, I have a new real friend. And I'm sure all of you that have been to AOTA, it's so cool just meeting all these people from social media that you've maybe talked to in Facebook groups or, kind of connected with online. And then a lot of people just getting to meet their virtual friends in person. It's awesome. So definitely AOTA is great for that, for any of you thinking about going next year.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. Like, so we originally kind of met because Sarah, I don't know. I'm trying to think, Sarah, like you sent
I
me an email.
emailed, yeah, I think I emailed you when I
Something.
first started blogging. This was 2.5 years ago or so. And
Yeah.
like we said, there are just not a lot of adult-based OT blogs out there. So I emailed a couple of people, and Mandy was awesome and wrote me back, and
Oh,
it's been
yeah.
friendship ever since.
Oh, no, I know. And that's exactly right. I think part of like, I'm all about collaboration, like just OT collaboration in general. I mean, like, seriously, that's how else do we grow and learn and connect with people? And I think you get such, I don't know, there's so many amazing opportunities. But yeah, like, yeah, we just kind of connected and we started doing some like Google Hangouts with Sarah from my
From
OT
OT Potential,
Potential.
yeah.
Yeah. And she's
She's
awesome.
also wonderful. Yeah, she's one of the other, I guess there's maybe 3 or 4 of us. She's one of
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah, there's just a few of us. So like we just always kind of wanted to connect and like support each other and cuz like this is a whole new OT world, like being online and social media and blogging and providing resources and education and it's like so it's just kind of like a fun I don't know, it's just like fun to connect. But like yeah, like you said it's like meeting in person and it was like super fun and we just were started brainstorming and I was talking about the podcast and like some of the things that people were looking for and Sarah was like, you were like, I'm totally on board. Let's do this. I'm like, this is going to be fun. So
I know, I'm
anyway,
so excited. I've never done, this is only my 3rd podcast episode. So I'm just so excited to be in this medium where, because I love podcasts myself. I listen to them during drives and it's just totally different than reading a blog post. It's a great way to learn about OT and just have these fun conversations. Maybe while you're working out, you get a little workout and then get a little OT knowledge. So it's great.
yeah, like multitasking.
So much multitasking these days.
I know, isn't that the truth? Okay, so we are going to be starting these. Speaking of OT with Mandy and Sarah, starting in June of 2018, and like I said, 2 a month, much shorter, like Sarah said, alternating weeks with the meaty, amazing guest interviews that I have typically. So stay tuned, and if anybody has any like topics of OT that they'd love to hear us like have a conversation about, feel free to like email us and drop us a note. You can always, head on over to, seniorsflourish.com and I have like a podcast link at the top and you can connect that way. I mean, there's so many ways to do it. We're on social media. We're around.
Please let us know any topics you can think of that are of interest to you. We'd love to get your ideas.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Speaking of OT with Sarah or Mandy. Oh no, did I just say Mandy and Sarah? Sarah and Mandy. We haven't really like ironed out the details, but
I know you all can tell this is a very new concept to us, but we're gonna get our bearings.
I know. Well, like we're just like, how should we set it up? Like, what should we name it? How should we break the ice? How should we have a conversation? So, we're working on it and it's going to happen and, it'll be really fun. So thanks everyone
really
for listening. Yeah, we're so excited. So thanks everyone for listening. And we look forward to starting our Speaking of OT segments in June.